So I've been playing Touhou for a while now, but I still hadn't actually cleared any of the games yet. Cause to do so, you aren't allowed to use any continues, which kind of requires that you're actually good at the game. And I am not. And since I can only control one of the two factors, it was kind of obvious what I had to do. So I of course went looking for a game which didn't require you to 1cc it. And to my surprise, there were actually two. This Mess and LOLK. So you're telling me I can die as often as I want, but still get the good ending?
Yes, but be careful, it is very hard and you should—
No, that sounds perfect, let's go with that one. Now of course, I knew that it was gonna be a little harder to balance out the fact that you could retry as often as you want, but come on, how bad can it really be? So I decided to play on normal and I picked Sanae cause she has auto aim, and while I don't know if that was a good pick, even if it was the best, at least one of you will still complain about it. And so the little green haired girl was off on an adventure which started out fairly tame enough. And in general, the first two stages were surprisingly easy. I mean, sure, I died here and there, but that was more because of my lack of skill than anything else. But I still had all my bombs saved up, so in case there was any difficulty spike coming up, I felt prepared for it. Maybe the people online were just exaggerating, or are somehow worse than me. Whatever the case, let's move on to stage 3. Oh, okay, yeah. To me, this stage was the point at which I realized that yes, the game is in fact very much designed around making you retry. But somehow there are still people out there who can 1cc it, even like that. Well, maybe in another life. Still, I eventually made it to the boss fight, but I gotta say, if I was a games journalist, I would definitely call this the Dark Souls of third-person shooters. Even though in Dark Souls you can just run past everything. And I tried it here, but yeah, didn't think so. This was also the first boss fight where I had to use some bombs. Well, had to. You know what I mean. I just got bored of dying to the same bullshit over and over again and just wanted to move on. Worst part about it, it wasn't even the spell cards, it was the random trash in between. And now we're on the moon. Okay, it's getting confusing, so let me try and quickly recap the story. So basically, this girl sees a metal spider over her mountain. Then she gets attacked by a bunch of random rabbits. And then she's in the dream world and now she's on the moon, which might sound like an acid trip gone wrong, but to her, it's just another Tuesday. Anyways, this is also where another big issue which I have with the game becomes apparent. This complete garbage visibility, like you can't tell what's going on. And I know, I'm completely spoiled by O's, but does it really have to be this bad? Like come on, you can't tell me that I'm the only one who has a hard time making out what's going on here. Especially while you're actually playing, it's really hard to make out anything. And I know, complaining about it won't change it anyways, but I'm just curious what you think about it. Anyways, during my rant, we actually made it to the 4th boss. Okay, there's literally no way that anyone can actually do this consistently. Like, there has to be some way to cheese it. Turns out the bullets only spawn when you shoot the things, so I decided not to do that. Instead, I just wanted to wait it out, and I actually had a really good run at it. But once again, it turned out that I was just stupid. Still, I just want to say that I didn't look up any guides before playing the game, so I'm kinda proud that I actually found this one myself. It had also took me a couple of bombs to get through that fight, but it was fine, cause I still had a ton of them hoarded up. But now we were off to the dark side of the moon, and with how things have been going so far, I was half expecting there to either be some Decepticons or at least some space Nazis. As it turns out, it was way worse. Now I have seen some memes talking about how she's harder on normal than on Lunatic. So I was already kind of expecting the worst, but how bad could it really be? Well, let me just say, screw this absolute piece of trash boss fight. Seriously, all of it. Now luckily I had hoarded bombs, cause I basically needed them for almost every stage of this stupid fight. Well, another couple hours down, and finally, we're on to the last stage. Now, this was also the point where I decided to call it quits for the night, cause I was getting really tired. So I went to bed, and while I can't exactly remember what I was dreaming about, if I had to guess, I would say it probably involved clown piece and a hammer. Now, with almost no bombs left, I was really scared to take on the last stage, cause if 5 was already this bad, just how should I survive? What would come next? Maybe I should have really went with that weird PvP game instead. But no, I knew I had come way too far for second thoughts now. So with reinvigorated spirit, I grabbed my keyboard and flew straight into the first enemy I could see. Yeah, I'm still stupid. Now honestly, stage 6 wasn't too bad. But the boss fight, now it wasn't really harder than Clown Piece, probably the same if I had to guess, cause I mean, it was still awful, but in a different way. Or you could just do that. In general, it was kind of weird cause it had some of the worst pixel garbage spell cards, and then there were some where you didn't even have to move. For me personally though, this one took the cake as the absolute worst. But somehow, after way too many deaths, I actually made it to the final spell card. Now let me tell you, it was absolutely awful. Overall, it might have taken me over 100 gigs of recordings and probably close to 1,000 deaths, but in the end, I actually did it. I cleared my first Touhou game. Yeah, what did you think? Of course the video was gonna have a stupid end. Alright, closing thoughts. Was this a good idea? No, of course it wasn't. Honestly, unless you're really good at Danmaku, you probably shouldn't touch this game to begin with. Did I actually stop at the final spell card? Yes, I did. Will I ever touch this game again? Probably no, but do I regret doing it? Honestly, no, as stupid as it may sound, even after suffering through hundreds of bullshit deaths, right up to the last spell card, I was still kind of enjoying it. And it was a fun experience, but yeah, 10 out of 10, won't play again.